Hey everybody, it's Stacy. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are filming for the week of January 13th to the 19th in my Erin Condren life planner. This was my vacation week to Mexico, and I was so excited but a little scared to do this plan with me just because I knew I had so much going on. I wanted to make sure that I included everything and that I kind of did this spread justice because it was such a big week for me. So I'm using the kit called Adventure Awaits from our shop, and I thought this kit was so pretty with the purple and the navy. I thought it was so cute. So to start off, I am using the some Simply Gilded bottom washi. I am using this lavender color, and then I'm also using the bottom washi that came in the kit and layering that with our gold confetti 15mm bottom washi strips. So I had such an amazing time in Mexico. I went with my husband and then two of our friends. So our kids actually stayed back, which was really sad to not be with them, but also it was really nice to just get away and to recharge and refresh. We had such amazing weather. We had such a good time, and I am so glad that we went because yeah, it was just so needed already. So right now I am just putting my full boxes down. I chose the one with the girl taking the picture for my sidebar just because I felt the blue was a little bit different from everything else in the kit, and I wanted to just kind of separate that. So I put her in the corner, and then I am using the navy glitter headers from the kit for my top bar there, and then just scattering the rest of my full boxes. I have to tell you guys, I had a really hard time with the amount of little things and quarter boxes and all that kind of stuff. I honestly did print another sheet of little things for my spread just so that I could finish it the way I want. So please note that there is not this many little things that come in the kit. But usually I don't use this many either. It was just, I wanted to make sure I included everything that we did because I really wanted to memory keep and remember everything we did. If you guys haven't seen me use this whiteout on my Instagram, it is amazing. It is the Tombow Grip, I think. Whiteout. And I'm going to link it in the description box down below because it is just fantastic. I have loved it so much. I feel like I don't have to constantly go over the same spot, which always causes my planner to look chunky and like really gross. So I'm not the best at putting whiteout out. So if you guys are, I'd love to know if you have any tips because I always find that that's really hard, but this whiteout is definitely a lifesaver for that. So now I'm just doing my typical weekend banner on the Saturday and Sunday. I found a ton of washi that matched this kit, so I was really excited. For my flags, I've had a couple people ask me how I do my weekend banner, and I just take washi and then I fold the non-sticky sides together, and so it kind of like puts them in half, and then I take my scissors and just create an angled cut from the corner up, and then it creates the little flag look. So then I just kind of cut it down with my slice tool. That slice tool is the best tool ever. I could not live a plan without it because it has just so nice for cutting washi and for cutting stickers. So that's all I do for my weekend banner, and I just kind of layer the different spots. I try to do Simply Gilded washi or like washi tape in general along with the washi strips that come in the kit just to make it look so cohesive. So I'm curious to know what you guys do with your boxes that are just patterns. Sometimes in our kits we have full boxes that are just a solid pattern. I often don't use those all the time just because I like the clip art, but I know a lot of people do, but I thought it would be so cute to use them as washi strips. So I actually cut that box down and use that in my weekend banner, but I'm curious to know if you guys have other ideas of what you guys use those plain boxes for. So if you have different ideas, leave them in the description box or in the comments down below because I'd love to know. For my glitter header overlays, I am using the gold star confetti star header overlays. I don't know what they're called. They're from my shop and they're in gold. And then I'm putting our date squares on our date covers. I actually didn't have all the correct numbers, so I was getting a little crafty and cutting up numbers here to create the 14th, 15th, and the 17th actually. So it took me a little bit of time to cut those all out and make them look good together, but it was just super late and I was really lazy to make some new ones. So this is what I did, and I couldn't really tell, so I think it turned out really good. I like that the blue is at the top and the purple is at the bottom. I think that looks so pretty. Okay, so moving on to my foiled overlays for my full boxes. I put some photo corners on the double box at the bottom, and then I used some of our lined boxes and our cornered boxes for the other boxes. I always think these look really, really cute because they are very simple, but yet they just add a little bit of foil to the spread. I always think that looks really nice. For my January script on the sidebar there, I actually didn't have any printed, so I did this off camera, but I put the plain flag on the top to just mark where that's going to go. Okay, so starting on Monday, we were actually still home on this day. So this day we were getting ready for everything. So my dog actually had a groomer's appointment first thing in the morning. So I used a dog print sticker from our dog sheet to mark him going to the groomer's. And then I wanted to get some work done. I wanted to make sure that all orders were out and gone before we left for our trip so that I didn't have to come back to any open orders. And we actually had mystery kits go out at this time too. So I think that's what I was working on this day. So to mark working, I just used a printer sticker along with a work script foiled sticker. Then I wanted to make sure my office was clean because I don't know about you guys, but I really, really like it when I come home and my house is clean and I don't have to worry about doing something else because you're so tired from traveling and that's the last thing you want to do coming back from vacation is having to clean everything. So I always make sure that my house is like super clean when I go in on vacation. So I clean my office. So to mark cleaning the office, I used the computer icon that came in the kit. And then I did some vacuuming this day, so I layered some washi from the kit along with this vacuum sticker. Now, I really didn't like how the vacuum sticker and the clean the office sticker, or sorry, the computer sticker looked. So I'm just switching these top bars here to I don't like it when the icons are on top of each other. So I'm just gonna switch that so that they don't get all covered up. So then I made sure that the house was clean too, so like clean bathrooms, dust, wash floors, all that kind of stuff. I wanted to make sure that was all done. Luckily Monday is my cleaning day anyways, so it wasn't really out of the ordinary. So to mark cleaning up the house, I used the cleaning bucket that came in the kit. And then we packed this day. So packing was quite a chore, especially because we have 2 kids and they were staying with my parents for the week. So I had to think of not just their clothes and their toiletries, but then also they have different events throughout the week. Like my daughter has piano and they had Girl Guides, all that kind of stuff. So we had to make sure they had that and their school stuff, their lunch kits, their reading, all that kind of stuff had to get thought of too. So it just added a whole nother thing to think about, not just making sure you grab your bathing suit and your shorts. So that was quite a chore, so it took up a lot of time in the day. So to mark that, I used one of the Prairie Girls packing. And then we invited my mom over for dinner. My dad was out of town for a couple days this week. So my mom came over also to say goodbye, and we were going to bring the kids to her house that day. So the food icon is actually from the kit as well. And then to mark dropping the kids off at my parents after that, we just used I just used a bow sticker. And then we went to bed super early this day. I think we went to bed around 9 or 10. I don't know. It took us a while to fall asleep though, but we had to go to bed super early because we wanted to leave at 2 in the morning, I think. 1 or 2 in the morning, maybe 1 o'clock, I forget. But we had to leave super early in the morning because the roads were actually supposed to not be good driving to the airport. So we wanted to make sure we got to bed early enough that we didn't have to worry about driving into the city. So I used the bed icon that came in the kit to mark that. So then we were up so early in the morning. I think we got 2, maybe 3 hours of sleep in the night. We wanted to make sure we had something, and then we thought we'd sleep on the plane. Turns out we didn't. So to mark that, I used the pillow icon from Be Happy Plans. And then I used the car icon from the kit to mark driving to the airport. Then we had our flight in the morning, and then that flight tracker is from our travel sheet. And then while I was on the plane, I was watching The Mindy Project. I love that show. I thought it was so, so funny. And I heard it was coming off of Netflix, like at the end of the month or something like that. So I got super worried because when I start watching a show, I want to watch the whole thing. I don't want to have to try and find it somewhere else. So I downloaded a ton of the shows from Netflix and then I just watched them on the plane. So to mark that, I used the TV icon that came from the kit. Then we took our shuttle when we got there from the airport to our resort. So to mark that, I used some deco that came in the kit. And then when we got there, our room wasn't quite ready yet because we had gotten an early flight. So we just went to the snack bar. They had, we went to one of those resorts where they had like multi-complexes together, so we could use a bunch of different resorts' food. We could use their, restaurants, all that kind of stuff. So we went to one of the snack bars and it was so, so good. I really, really liked that snack bar. We ended up trying another snack bar throughout the week and we just decided this was the best one. So we were really hot and tired, but we really were hungry, so we got some food at the snack bar. Then we got to go to our room and change and everything like that. So we went down to the pool. We had drinks at the pool. So to mark that, I used a drink icon from our drinks sheet. And then we just kind of lounged there all day, and then we went to the buffet for dinner. So to mark that, I used the pizza icon from our fast food sheets. And then while we were at the pool and stuff, I just was reading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And to mark that, I just used a book icon. And then in the evening, we decided to go and walk around the resort just to kind of see where everything was. So I used a shoe icon from our walking sheet. And then we went to bed super early because we were so tired and running on like 2 hours of sleep. So I used this eye mask from Busy Lizzie Plants to mark going to bed early. On Wednesday, we went to the breakfast buffet in the morning. We went to the breakfast buffet every single day. It was amazing. They had such good food at this resort. I loved it so much. And then I used a donut to mark that because they actually had this wall of donuts. It was huge, and they just had like all these different colors and flavors and that kind of thing. So we were always trying different ones. So I used a donut icon to mark the buffet. And then we decided to go to the pool. So I just used a Summer Prairie Girl to mark going to the pool. And then to mark having drinks, I just used another one of our drinks sticker from our drink sheet. And again, I was reading more of the Goblet of Fire, so I just used the book icon that came in the kit. For lunch, we decided to head over to the snack bar. We didn't do the buffets for lunch because the snack bar was actually like right by the pool and the beach. It was just really convenient. So I used a hot dog sticker from our fast food sheet for that. And then they actually had a mall in one of the resorts. They had like bowling, a casino, they had a disco, they had a carousel, they had stores, they had all these different things in this mall. And you could get free Wi-Fi for a certain portion of the day. So me and my husband decided to walk down there and FaceTime the kids just to kind of see them, talk to them, make sure they knew that we were there and safe. So to mark that, I just used a phone icon that was from our older icons. Then we went back to the pool, so we used another one of the Prairie Summer Girls to mark that. And then for dinner, we just decided to go to the buffet this day, so I just used one of our meal icons for that. We ended up getting a ton of a la cartes throughout the week, but we only got 4, so this day we went to the buffet. And then in the evening, we played some card games. So the card icons are from our games night sheet. And then we went to the evening show. So they had awesome entertainment actually pretty much every single day. This one, I forget what it was. I think just singing maybe? I don't know. They had some really, really good ones. They had like guys versus girls, like little competitions. They had magic show. They had a bunch of different ones. So to mark that, I used a Millie Prairie Co girl holding up her drink. It was such a good time. Moving on to the second half of the week. On Thursday, we went to the breakfast buffet again. So I used a coffee sticker from a breakfast sheet to mark that. And then they actually had a dolphin show at our resort. It was like a 15-minute show that they did every single day in the morning, and we just went and sat and watched it. It was so good. And yeah, definitely was happy that they had that there. You actually could swim with the dolphins if you wanted to too, but we didn't end up doing that. We just thought it was a little bit too pricey, and it wasn't very long. Like you only got to be in there for like half an hour or something like that. But definitely if you want to be able to do that, they do have that right on the resort. Then we decided to hit the beach this day. So I used a Millie Prairie Co girl going to the beach to mark that. We actually had amazing sand and water. It was really, really good. And we found out later in the week that if we just because the beach is so long, because there's like a multi-complex system, that if we just would have moved to a different spot, then it wouldn't have been so wavy and that kind of thing, because sometimes it was windy and then it was very wavy. But if you just would have walked just a little bit further, it would have been fine. So we figured that out at the end of the week. But yeah, this day we just kind of lounged around at the beach, and I was reading some more of Harry Potter. So I used the Harry Potter icon from Monsterz Co, and then I used a Read foiled sticker from my shop. Again, we went to this snack bar this day. I think this is the day that we tried the different snack bar, and we were actually obsessed with cheese fries. We were always wanting cheese fries, at least me and Ashley were. So I used a fry icon to mark that, but this actually didn't have cheese fries, so we were like, no, we're not going here anymore. We're definitely going back to the other place. So definitely gave up on that one because they didn't have cheese fries. Then we went to the pool after the snack bar, so I used another Prairie Girl to mark that. And had some drinks at the pool, so I used another drink icon from our drink sheet. Then this was our first a la carte dinner this day, and we chose the Mexican dinner. So the taco was actually from Monsterz Co. Mexican food is honestly not my favorite type of food, especially authentic Mexican food. It was really good, but definitely not something that I would choose. But the people that I was with really liked Mexican food, so they chose that. And then we played the bean game, which is actually called Bonanza. If you've ever played it, it's super, super fun. It's a card game. So I used one of our card icons from our games night sheet. And then we went to the evening show again this day. I think this one was the guys versus girls competition. And so to mark that, I used the popcorn that came in the kit. On Friday, we went to the breakfast buffet again, so I just used the coffee cup that came in the kit. And then we did water aerobics this day. Me and my husband wanted to try it. We kept seeing him do it in the pool, and it was really hard. Like, it was super easy at first, but then they were like doing all these weird, crazy things where, I don't know, we just got really not into it anymore. So we decided to just leave. But to mark doing the water aerobics, I used one of these Millie Paprika girls swimming. And then we went to the snack bar for lunch. So that sandwich is from one of our fast food sheets. And then again, me and my husband went to the mall to FaceTime our kids. So I used a foiled phone sticker to mark that. Then again, reading some more by the pool. So I just used a book icon to mark reading more Harry Potter. I am an extremely slow reader, so I will read the same book for like a whole month because or longer, like this book is taking me forever. Because I don't know, I'm such a slow reader and I get bored really fast, so I just stop reading and then it takes me forever. So you'll see me that I'm gonna be reading that book for a while. Then we went to our second a la carte meal this day, which was Italian, and I used a pizza icon for that. This definitely had my favorite appetizer. It had like a whole spread of breads and cheeses and all that kind of stuff, like blue cheese, any kind of cheese you could think of, and I loved that. Like, that is totally up my alley. I thought it was so, so good. And then we also had pizza for an appetizer, and then we had a pasta for dinner. It was so, so good. And then I forget what we did for dessert, but it was, yeah, every a la carte had an appetizer, a main dish, and a dessert. It was always way too much food, but it was always so, so good. And yeah, I definitely would recommend the Italian. We really, really liked that. So then we played some games and had some drinks at the resort. So I used a dice icon from our games night sheet. And then we just decided to go for a walk this evening. We just kind of walked around. Because there was 4 resorts in one that we could access, and then there was also 2 that we weren't allowed to go into. There was so many places that you could walk. So I used another one of the shoe icons from our workout sheet. And then we went to bed early this day because the next day we were going to go on an excursion. So to mark that, I used the alarm clock for going to bed early. And then to fill in that little space, I just used some Simply Gilded washi. I originally was going to use a quarter box to mark going to bed early as opposed to a little thing, but I was really, really trying to save my quarter boxes because I think I actually ran out of quarter boxes by this point, and that's why you'll see me use appointment labels. I was struggling, you guys. I was having such a hard time trying to figure out how to mark off that much space, but I think it ended up turning out really cute. So on Saturday was our excursion day, and so we went to an excursion that had 3 parts. So the first part we went was Tulum, which was the Mayan ruins. It was so, so cool to see the different history and the different, how everything just kind of lined up and they were predicting things that were not happening yet. I don't know, I just really, really liked it. If you ever get a chance, definitely check that out. So to mark that, I just used one of our Prairie girls from our travel sheet. She's got a little camera. And then we went on a snorkel tour. So this is the first time I've ever been snorkeling, and it was so tricky. We actually didn't have a good day. It was extremely windy, but I did see quite a really cool things, but it took me a long time to figure out. I'm very, very claustrophobic, so swimming under the water is always really difficult for me. But after we figured it out, I think it took us like 20 or 30 minutes, and then we had it, and we were just swimming around, having so much fun. So definitely, definitely loved the snorkel tour. Then we went to the cenotes, which are the underground rivers. There's actually no rivers in that part of Mexico. All of them are underground, and they have these caves that you can that have all this fresh water, and you actually can swim in there. So we went in there and swam, and we actually got to jump into one of the cenotes that was 20 feet from where we jumped to the top of the water, and I did it, and I was so, so proud of myself that I conquered my fear and just jumped. So To mark that, I used one of our Prairie Girls from our summer sheet. Then we went to the buffet for dinner, and then we went to the magic show they had in the evening. So to mark the magic show, I just used a bow icon. And then we had some drinks, so I just used another drink icon from our sheet, and we decided to walk on the beach this day. So I used another one of the shoe icons from the workout sheet. In the morning, we went to the breakfast buffet again, and then we went to the beach. So I just used another one of the Millie Prairie Girls for the beach. And again, I was reading, so I used a Coffee Monsterz Co guy reading along with a foiled read script. And then we went to the snack bar, and then we found out that there was snorkeling at our resort. We had the equipment already, but there's actually sea turtles. So we got to snorkel with the sea turtle, and they were huge. You guys, it was such an incredible experience. It was one of those things where you're terrified and super excited to see one at the same time, because I was so scared to like touch them, but I wanted to keep finding them. So it was such a cool experience. So to mark that, I used Millie Prairie Girl on her little floaty. And then they had this dock where you could actually snorkel off of too, and they had so many fish. The amount of fish actually kind of scared me to go in there, but my husband went snorkeling in there, and I just kind of like looked at all the fish. He has a saltwater fish tank at our house, so he knows a lot of the different fish names and like what they all are. So he was telling us a lot of the fish that he was seeing, which was really cool. And then we went to the Japanese a la carte dinner. That was so cool. So it was one of those dinners where they make everything in front of you, and oh, it was so good. Lots of shrimp we had. Yeah, that was an amazing meal. And then in the evening, they had a Michael Jackson impersonation show. Oh, it was incredible. They did an amazing job. Yeah, it was such a good entertainment that evening. We found out that we missed the Michael Jackson show. I think it was on the Friday because we went to bed early, but we found out that there was another theater at a different part of the resort. So we just went there to see what their entertainment was that night, and it was the Michael Jackson show. So we went all the way to the different theater to go and watch that, and it was totally worth it. Okay, so now I'm just doing my sidebar. I'm putting some Simply Gilded washi down along with my gratitude tracker, my anxiety tracker, and my currently reading tracker. And then I'm going to put a picture of me and my husband snorkeling the first day we went to go and snorkel with the turtles. Picture at the bottom, and then I'm just putting some Simply Gilded washi in between there. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't talk too fast about all my plans, but it was quite a packed week. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!